Yeah, blind me.
Okay. So what have you actually done?
Fuck all.
Are you lying? That's not like you.
I don't know.
You've had
I
2
dunno,
weeks, man. This is disappointing, man. No, we
He's
usually...
very... What is wrong with him? What's wrong with him? There's a delay on it.
To be fair, it did just lag a bit, yeah. It lagged for me
I've just started going live.
Oh, that might be why.
Is it still doing it?
No, you've got up now.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
There's going to be a lag on me soon anyway.
A leg on, yeah?
Lag. Oh, guys, hi, we're live. Welcome to, we're doing a true crime podcast. This is live stream 008, Serial Killers Part 2. We've got H.H. Holmes, the America's first serial killer that I'm doing. Beeb will be doing the axe murderer of New Orleans, and Mayhem will just sit there and look like he's 20.
Mayhem will sit there and look pretty.
Yeah, because he's a pretty man. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying to be the second beautifulest man on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Roll's not here. That's going to.
Yeah.
He's never here.
Oh dear.
So yeah, we are live. I just got to share this to Twitter and stuff. You seriously not got anything, Mayhem?
No, I have.
Mayhem's gonna slip in at the end there and just be like, "Bam!"
You be careful.
I have some stuff.
What about slipping in?
See, you told me to go about serial killers, and I was like, we've done everything.
Yeah.
We've done all of them, like, so most of them.
We have not done all the serial
I just realised this was a part 2, but we did a part 1 originally on my channel, and then we did a part 1 again on the new channel, and now this is part 2, so it's technically part 3. Yeah. Well, it's all good. We can talk about gruesome murders and stuff. You can probably show us a few short videos of real life murders or something, maybe.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's great. So I can chat freely there.
Well, I don't know about that. We're still on YouTube.
We're still on YouTube because they censored the algorithms working.
Yeah. I loved your message in the gaming pit chat, man. Yeah, I was like,
oh, that made me laugh.
Really sussy. I want to see for the fucking world.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, boy.
Yeah, I was walking them, listen to it.
Walking them. There we go.
I'm driving a lot today, and there's every time it was just a pop-up message. It's like, but you just shut the fuck up. Like, I'm there. Like,
he was like, I don't know. I was like, nah, not having it. You're lying.
No, I have not now serial killers, but I have something about murders.
That's same. Yeah, nice.
We do like murderers.
So people die anyway, so
nice. That's fine.
People do.
I'm just gonna sit back, relax.
Uh-oh.
What have you done?
I'm gonna start looking pretty. Gonna check on my baby. He's asleep.
Oh.
Who's Babby?
Let's go.
Okay, let me refill my drink.
My 2 babies are asleep.
Yeah.
Are you not drinking?
I am drinking. But also, look at my figure, like, just I have to keep the line as well, like, in between. The line between the man boobs has to be acknowledged by anyone, so he's looking.
You have to drink it
It's a
straight.
good line, actually. Yeah.
As a man boob 1, man boob 2. All right? As a man, and there's a boob.
You got the nipples there, 1 and 2.
No, they don't like being called nipples.
Nip plays. Yeah. Right then. Hi guys. Serial killers. So they murder people with stuff. Not very nice people.
That's true. Yeah.
Probably had a disgruntled childhood. Probably own a load of weapons. Just looking for me folder there. There we go. Now, I filled my book. Literally, this is what we've done all the podcasting.
You have to get a new book.
It is full to the top now. I had to find some space. Yeah, we're all recording. Everything's ready. We was going to dress up for you as well this time, man. We was going to do some serial killer stuff.
We were, but the time kind of just flew.
That 2 weeks, it's gone so quick. Stephen Greer turned out all right. We did 60 views on the live, and then we did like 55-ish on the other one, so that wasn't too bad. Oh shit, that's not even page 1. There we go, Psycho.
How many pages is yours?
Only 4, but
yes, 4 pages.
I spread it out lots and do big writing, so it's probably only like 1 or 2 realistically. But it's quite interesting actually because I've got a really good interesting one. But I did. All right. Okay, guys, are you ready? Look, right.
I'm ready.
Okay, I got a good one. Today I'll be talking about the world's biggest killer, carbon monoxide.
I like when you write down that what he's going to be talking about. He's just getting prepared.
Carbon monoxide. Look,
just so he doesn't forget what he's talking about.
Today I'll be talking about.
I wrote that down. Okay, I've got a good one. That's what it says in my book. So I'll be talking about the biggest killer in the world, carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a silent killer. Yeah. No, I'm not really. I was only a joke. Babe, was you about to get into that? Shut up. You wasn't, was you?
No.
Get your fireplaces checked.
Oh,
all right. Make sure your batteries are changed.
I've got an alarm. I have got a carbon monoxide alarm.
Okay, babe, that's good. I'm glad. Thank you.
Just in case, you know.
Yeah, amazing.
I don't want to die, do I?
No, you don't want to die. No, dying's bad.
Exactly.
Well, we're about to find out a bit more about that. Oh, that was funny. Mayhem likes it, doesn't he? So I'm doing Herman Webster Mudgett. Has anyone heard of this guy before? We get to a bit more of a. I'm going to tell you a bit about him, and then we'll get to an earlier stuff about years and birthdays and stuff. Then you'll know how old he is. But better known as Dr. Henry Howard Holmes. Do you recognise that name? This was America's first serial killer. So the very first serial killer in America. I think it was about 1860s, 1861 sort of time. So H.H. Holmes, a.k.a. Devil in the White City, that was his nickname. So they always get cool nicknames, man.
Yeah.
They do, don't they? Was found recently to be none other than Jack the Ripper. So everyone made H.H. Holmes the first serial killer in America. They said he was Jack the Ripper. Sorry. In dispute, evidence has been seen to prove this, but the great grandson Herman Webster Mudgett, aka H.H. Holmes, came forward in 2017 and said he had evidence that proves he was Jack the Ripper. So his great grandson has a diary from the killer from 1861 or whatever that says he was in London at the time murdering prostitutes. But you know, why not? So give him a tenner.
Kind of more in 1900s. Like.
Yeah, legit. Yeah. So, but you'll find out anyway. He's full of shit. So the great grandson Jeff Mudgett says he found his way out of execution. So he didn't actually get executed. Sorry, with his well-known trickery. He was known as a con man and things like that, which we'll get into. So Jeff Mudgett is in possession of the diary that describes viciously mutilating and murdering prostitutes in London. So the man that is America's first serial killer also could be Jack the Ripper, but this is very likely not true because in 2017 the body was dug up and tested because of this guy claiming that. So this is where the weird starts. So the body was tested, but the body had been buried. The guy's request was to be buried full of concrete. So the coffin was full of cement. So it preserved him perfectly.
He was inside concrete.
Yeah, so they broke open a bit of that, maybe took a bit of his arm off or whatever, and then give him a little test. Yep, turned out he didn't have any STDs, but he also wasn't related to Jack the Ripper. A DNA test was performed, and it was indeed H.H. Holmes, so it was definitely proved it was the guy. But I don't think it was a relation of... he wasn't Jack the Ripper, sorry. So given all the serial killers we know of, Harold Shipman, Ted Bundy, the Zodiac, we've done all these stuff on the channel before. Why is H.H. Holmes the worst in history? He was known as the worst in history, as well as the first serial killer in history. Now, we don't know how many people he killed. He confessed to 29 murders. Police could only prove 9, and people are saying it could have been 200 plus. So we've had this with every single serial killer we've done before. They say this, police could only prove this, and they don't know. But imagine going in and saying, I've murdered 100 people, and police are like, we can only prove 4, and then you only get done for 4 murders or whatever. You'd be like, oh...
Still got life anyway.
I want to be the biggest murderer.
Yeah, but that's the sort of thing, though, isn't it? For these serial killers, they actually do want to be the biggest murderers there. But it wasn't about the numbers, but more about what he did. He was said to be a sadist, and he loved watching people suffer, and he even he had torture rooms. So let's start from the beginning. Holmes was born on May 16th, 1861, in New Hampshire. He said he had the devil inside him, which is what everyone sort of goes on remembering him for. Yeah. His early life was normal. He grew up, graduated high school, normal parents, got married, had a kid, went to university. He then dropped out of university, went to another one in which he graduated from. So, smart bloke, until you realise what he was studying. The only thing that pointed to his evil ways is that he studied dissection. So, obviously, back then, you had a degree in dissection, which is mental. So, as a young man, he's said to be violent towards his wife. Then things went to shit. He started moving from city to city and was linked twice to 2 boy murders. Supposedly, before moving to Chicago, he had become a con man specialising in insurance. He loved the money. So, he had a 3-story building, which is known as his murder castle. It was in Chicago on 63rd and Wallace Street. Okay, so I didn't do that any justice, right? It took up an entire block, this thing. It was the size of a hotel. He called it the World's Fair Hotel, but never became a hotel. It was always a shady project, always under construction. In 1937, long after Holmes' arrest, the Chicago Tribune described the place as queer. It had chimneys just stuck out the ceiling everywhere. So this is a bit like the Winchester Mansion. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So the Winchester Mansion was the woman was
cursed.
They
just didn't stop doing it.
And it had to be under construction forever. And there was this is the same deal. Doors leading to nowhere, stairs leading to nothing. Yeah. It was just absolutely crazy. And this place is obviously the size of a hotel. So stairways ended nowhere, winding passages that made you end up exactly where you started from after like 5-10 minutes of walking. With rooms with no doors and doors with no rooms. It was crazy. So Holmes was the only person who knew how it worked. It was a maze, a house that made no sense to other people, but because he was so full of it, no one even believed. Because he was so full of shit and he did all these con man stuff, no one believed that he'd murdered anyone. There was like, nah, he's just saying that. So that's nuts.
That's so stupid. Yeah.
So he probably had like so he used to take women back, and that all these women were never seen again. And there you can imagine it's some sort of weird saw game in there. So he sat in his little chair smoking his pipe, and he sort of counts to 10, gives them a head start, and then they're sort of winding all around these doorways, opening rooms that lead to nowhere, getting lost, cannot get out. It's a maze. They're rats in a maze, and he knows it off by heart. And he's just whistling, scraping an axe on the wall, like, some weird, creepy horror movie stuff, man. But
just stop there.
Yeah.
All right. No, just don't talk any more about creepy stuff.
Oh,
I thought you had something interesting to say. Stop there, I would like to sleep tonight. So he had a best mate. It was called Benjamin Pytel, or Pitzel. That's a weird name. Was a friend of Holmes and also an accomplice in some of his crimes. Pyzel agreed to do a scam where his death would be faked and they would share a $10,000 life insurance payment. And back then that was absolutely loads. This is 1861, 10 grand. So Holmes never got his cut. So obviously he set his friend on fire after knocking him out with chloroform. Oh. Would you not do this? No. So his mate. So he went into he faked his mate's death, knocked him out with chloroform, set him on fire, burnt him to bits.
Set him on fire.
Yeah, this is what he admitted to. He goes a bit far past this, which we'll get into. So knocks him out, sets him on fire. He also said to have murdered 3 of his children as well. So 2 of their bodies were found in his creepy hotel under the floor, under cement. So he killed the guy, set him on fire because he faked his own death, and then he didn't pay up the $5,000 that it was owed to Holmes.
Then he put him in cement, like he wanted to be buried.
Yeah, and then he even killed apparently all 3 of the kids, but they only found 2. So after murdering him, so that's a bit weird. He must have done stuff before that was not been proven, but so he's murdered his mate, he killed the children as well. So out of nowhere, so he must have been related to the boy stuff before. He also said to have murdered his mistress, Julia Smith, as well as her daughter Pearl. So no one knows what happened to them, but they were missing while staying at the hotel. This is not the first young woman to have fallen for Holmes, who would die when staying at the hotel. Everyone was like, nah, he's a con man, he's probably not, it's not a thing. But where did they go? Like, they just disappeared.
Didn't just disappear, yeah.
Legit. So the reason is he's so notorious is because of the stories about his home being so massive, the torture chamber, instruments were hidden in the walls, such as blowtorches, tools for tearing apart bodies, hidden poison, corrosive acid, and also there was a hanging room as well, a torture rack, gas chamber, and the walls were lined with iron to stop escape.
Looks like they're pretty cozy little house.
It's a pretty good hotel. I mean, Premier Inn's what?
I'd quite like to have a look
59
around,
quid
actually.
a night. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It sounds quite an interesting place to look around, though.
They must have kept it like that, because that would be a sick place to look
like
around.
it's all weird, like everything all messed up.
But a lot of this is just coming from. Remember, that was from a tribunal. That's from a newspaper. So let me get through this and I'll explain. So H.H. Holmes was a scammer, a murderer, a thief, and a strange character. But this could be all of being blown out of proportion by newspapers, hearsay at the time. Feel free to look them up. There's more and more. There's so much more that I didn't do in there. But the newspapers himself, he fed his own ego. He fed his own lies. He made himself sound worse than he was. So he put a load of stuff out there. And because, this massive creepy place that he kept having changed all around all the time, and the newspapers were on him, and newspapers were so full of shit then and now. So it was just growing and growing and growing, his story, and it got more crazy, and it was like Chinese whispers, so there was all saying stuff about him. So he could have just been a normal bloke, and he could have just had a shelf of tools because he studied dissection, so he could have just... But there was so much stuff that, surrounded him, and he did kill his mate, and that's...
Where the people went missing, yeah.
That's fair play, because, he conned him out of $5,000, so I'd probably set someone on fire if they caught me out of $5,000 now, but... But, so that's H.H. Holmes. That is basically the America's first serial killer in 1861 there. So apparently Jack the Ripper as well, but that's been debunked, sort of. And then also we've got, that's obviously not his original name. He took that name, and then Sherlock Holmes as well is in there. He's been, related to him and stuff like that. So there's a lot of, you don't know what is what. In 1861, you've got no proof, you've got no evidence. You just got what people have wrote down.
Not real,
Oh, yeah, right. Do you know what I mean? That's so everyone over the years has, that's what I'm saying. It's just been totally blown out of proportion, so you don't know what's real, what's not with this guy. And he's even blown his own trumpet on that sort of front. But there you go. That's H.H. Holmes. Thanks. Need a new book.
I think the worst bit is like, he was like, you know what, I've killed all these people. And they're like, no, you didn't. And like, he could legit have tell the truth, I killed these. And everyone's like, nah.
Nah, spoofer. No.
But he's got, it takes up a whole... I'm not sure how big a block is in America, but I know it's like... Obviously, it's measured by blocks, so it's quite big because you walk around the block, don't you? Which is around... So it's the size of that.
Which is huge.
And it's 3 stories high, and it's covered in chimneys, and it's got all this stuff leading to nowhere when they finally got into that anyway. But yeah, he was sentenced to death and only found guilty of one murder. So they killed him, and then he got his wish anyway, buried with cement, which is mental. So he was totally preserved when they dug him up to do a DNA test to test if he was it was who he said he was. And then his grandson, his great grandson, seems to me like a bit of a copycat killer. So we're gonna have to watch for fucking women going missing off the street near him as well, because he's kept his diaries and all that stuff as well. So there's probably something wrong with him and all.
Okay, yeah.
Might run in the family a bit.
Bit crazy there.
A bit crazy, yeah. But yeah, that's it. Mayhem, have you got anything you wanted to say?
No, I'm gonna go last.
Oh yeah.
Beep.
What's he hiding, man?
I don't know. He's shifty.
He's up to something. He's not getting anything.
He is.
He's had 2 weeks.
And there's something happening.
He loves it, doesn't he, as well? So
yeah.
Lewis action. Objection, hearsay. Stop watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial.
Oh,
he's probably got that on the second.
Amber sniffing coke.
Oh yeah, out of the tissue, and she was just like, "Oh my god!" I've been watching it. Yeah, I know. I've been watching it, man, because I'm just like shocked by the whole thing. And she even said today, and she was like, "I went upstairs and I saw Kate Moss there, so I just struck him. I just hit him. I started hitting Johnny Depp." It's like, and all of Johnny Depp's people started cheering. It was like, "You just dropped yourself in it, you dickhead." And you see her, she was crying, but there was no tears, and she was such bad acting. And she quoted a film as well. She quoted an old film, and she was like, when I'm near Johnny, it's like being out in the sun and it's warm, and then when I'm not near him, it's like being in the cold. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then someone was like, that is straight out of this film, and it quoted it and everything. She is so done, man.
She's donezo, isn't she?
Yeah, I don't even know how she got an acting role with that. I swear. Sour-faced bitch. Famous place is going to be...
She was in Aquaman, isn't she?
Aquaman, yeah, she was. And they've seriously reduced her role in the second one, but I say just remake the old bloody film and kick her out of it.
Just get rid of her. And
CGI these days, just Photoshop some random woman's head on it.
You could actually nowadays,
change the voice, yeah.
I'd say we sign a petition for Beeb to be.
Beeb said, yeah, but yeah.
What's a bit? I don't know if that's a good idea.
Swap Jason Momoa with Beeb, just. That'd be good. Yeah. Oh, she's actually from Norfolk, so she's already got flippers. So I've heard her swimming's great with them toes. She's got 36 of them and they're stuck together.
Yeah.
Okay, Beeb. Beeb's actually she did a right, didn't you, Beeb?
I done a right. I did, yeah.
She wrote down. Where did you write it down? On the computer?
Microsoft Word. I'm ready.
Ooh.
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
So I done mine on the Axeman of New Orleans.
Nice.
He started off back in 1918 and was probably responsible for 12 attacks on people and 6 deaths. So not as many as so not as many as obviously some of the serial killers about, but yeah, 12 attacks and 6 deaths. And this is also probably responsible. What made this story a little bit more scary for the general public was he only goes to kill people like in their own beds when they slept. So he'll literally only kill them when they're sleeping. So like when they're sound asleep, defenseless, and can't do nothing about it.
No, I remember.
And he used tools that he found in the victim's household, usually an axe, as the name says. And he also
given that time
left
period, though,
behind.
I suppose everyone's going to be having hammers.
What if you walk in
Apparently everyone had an axe.
there's a spatula, right?
Yeah, the spatula man of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Known as the
apparently
spatula
most
man.
people had an axe. So
See, everyone gets cool names as well, man. The Axeman of New Orleans. That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah.
Because he found axe first. What if he found something else?
What if as
the
you said,
dildo man.
The spatula man. Yeah, dildo man.
The dildo man of New Orleans, man.
We're thinking the same way.
They're on the same wavelength here. We've done this a while now.
Oh dear.
Sorry, babe. You always get go for it.
Oh no, I don't.
We shouldn't interrupt you, but please go on.
Yeah, please go on. We'll interrupt you again in another 1 minute.
Yeah. So, on May the 23rd, 1918, the first attack occurred where Catherine and Joseph Maggio was struck with an axe, followed by a straight razor to their throats. Nothing was stolen, so he didn't actually steal anything. They were found, basically, when they were found, they were in bed because they had been asleep, and he used the axe to kill them.
So,
but yeah, this one, he actually
and then a straight razor.
Smashed him with an axe. And then straight razor just to make sure. just
sure
to finish him off.
The axe, yeah. Depends though. When it says, are we talking a big fireman's axe? We're talking a little hatchet. I'm guessing it's a big
like
two-handed log. It's supposed to be a lot of logging and stuff. Yeah, New Orleans,
in
probably.
America, isn't it? So that's what I'm thinking.
The America has trees, doesn't it?
Like America does have trees. You're right.
It do.
It do, doesn't it, Bert?
It do. Oh no.
On June the 28th, 1918, Louis Bessemer and Anna Lowe were attacked. Louis actually survived the attack, and Anna survived for 7 weeks until she ended up dying. So she survived for a little bit longer, but she still died of her injuries later.
7 weeks from axe wounds and then dying.
7 weeks, yeah.
That'd be a grim way to go.
He normally smashed him in the head as well. So
I wouldn't like have.
He normally smash him in the head.
Would you?
I don't know.
No.
I wouldn't like have people read my eulogy now, you know?
Yeah.
Got smashed in the head. Yeah.
You always smashed him in the head, didn't he?
Mayhem was alive for another 3 days, but he died eventually.
Yeah. They smashed him in the head with an axe and then they cut his throat with a straight razor shortly after.
But yeah, Louis died. Louis survived. Anna died later. They said he was a large white man with a hatchet. But that's all they got. He was a large white man. That's all they've got. Bearing in mind, I haven't mentioned a name yet. All we know him as the Axeman. Then on August the 5th, 1918, Mrs. Ed Schneider was attacked and also survived after her husband found her and rushed her to the hospital. So this guy is trying to kill, but he's not always succeeding. Like, he's trying his best, but he's not always succeeding. Even though he's got an axe.
After you've been smashed with an axe, I'm guessing you're pretty incapacitated, so surely you just smash him again.
Yeah, but
He's like,
yeah,
maybe he didn't
this
like
one
blood.
survived. Yeah, maybe he's like,
No.
Oh my God, I don't like blood.
No.
yeah. Again, they discovered their axe was missing from the shed of their property, so again, they used their own axe. But also, Mrs. Schneider was pregnant during the attack and actually gave birth a week after the attack. All fine. So that's pretty blooming amazing, like good on her. But she was attacked with an axe, smashed around the head, and gave birth like afterwards. Which is pretty mental, really. And then on August 10th, 1918, Joseph Romano was found by his nieces with his head bashed in after they heard some commotion. Apparently the nieces saw the attacker and said he was dark, tall, heavy set, wearing a dark suit and a black slouch hat. Whatever a slouch hat is, I'm not too sure.
Mine was around back then.
Yeah. But Joseph did die 2 days after the injuries. So I don't know whether he hasn't got money muscles to
of
give him a
axes.
proper smash.
Just the tip goes in.
Just
not the whole axe. He's using the wrong end.
Oh, that's grand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dear. Yeah. 2 days later, this guy also died. People started to get worried about all these murderers. So the New Orleans police got some armed men to keep watch over the sleeping families whilst they tried to solve the attackers.
That sounds great, doesn't it?
You stand there.
Yeah.
I watch you sleep.
Looking down, he
I'm guessing more.
You
they
sleep
were,
well last night? No, there were
areas.
6 blokes in my room looking at me.
I'm guessing they were just roaming the areas rather than just be watching you sleep.
Husbands to wives, so I think the right is out of the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
After they did this, though, there was a 7-month period where nobody was killed by the Axeman. So yeah, it kind of put him off a little bit. Yeah.
He was
sharpening his axe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Practicing.
Yeah.
Or strain his muscle.
Maybe.
Yeah, press ups, a bit of natural gain, that's it.
So it kind of worked for a bit. That is until March the 10th, 1919, when Rose and Charles Cortemigula, if that's how you pronounce it, and their 2-year-old daughter were attacked. Rose woke up to Charles fighting the Axemen. Rose and Charles survived, but unfortunately their daughter didn't, so he's now also a child murderer.
A 2-year-old?
Yeah, he's now a child murderer, a 2-year-old, yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Again, it was the family's own axe used to attack them whilst they were asleep. But yeah, the 2 adults survived, but yeah, he's now also a child killer.
People need to sort their doors and that out, really.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Doesn't like them, no.
Apparently he used to smash, because obviously they were wooden doors then, weren't they? So he used to smash a little square in the wooden doors
and he's got an axe.
Through.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's Johnny. Yeah, one of them. Yeah. What you do that coming a mile off, and got to have guns in that in America. You'd have a flintlock or something. You just poke that through the hole and be like.
Surely you would, yeah. But I don't know how he was so quiet, but apparently he was.
Hours just.
It then started getting a bit weird though. The Axemen decided to start writing. Yeah, he started to write letters to the newspaper. So the first letter read, "Esteemed mortal, they have never caught me and they never will. They have never seen me, for I am invisible as even the ether which surrounds your earth. I am not a human being, but a spirit and a fell demon from hottest hell.
Oh, God.
I am what you Orleans call what you Orleans and your foolish people call the Axemen." So
he named himself. You're not allowed to name yourself.
He says what you. No, he says I am what you and the. Okay. What they called me. So yeah, he's now saying he's some weird ghost demon thing from hell.
Yeah, so he's obviously off his rocker.
He gets a little bit mental, yeah.
Bit of satanist.
He ended up sending a few letters to the papers, basically about his
that's sort of like the Zodiac did that
and stuff
as well, just sort of mocking the people and sort of sending letters to the police and the papers and stuff like that to increase your own fame and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, he sent quite a few letters. But yeah, all of them are quite satanic and stuff. So yeah, he's now pretending to be a demon or spirit or something. And then one of the letters read, Now, to be exact, at 12:15 earthly time on next Tuesday night, I'm going to pass over New Orleans. In my infinite mercy, I'm going to make a little proposition to the people. Here it is. I'm very fond of jazz music, and I swear by all the devils in the nether regions that every person shall be spared in whose house a jazz band is in full swing at the time I've just mentioned. If everyone has a jazz band going, well, then so much better for the people.
Not enough jazz bands in New Orleans now.
One thing.
Go back to the nether region. Did you write nether region? What was it?
No, that's why I hear it.
Oh, did he?
As in like the demon nether.
Oh.
You know, in Minecraft, you go into the nether.
I thought he was on about his
No.
His nether regions. Yeah, everyone, get your nether regions out and dance to jazz at this time, and I'll let you live. All right, mate.
Oh,
and don't forget about hip hop flip flop.
Bit gay, mate.
And then it finishes off saying, one thing is certain, and that is some of those persons who do not jazz it, who do not jazz it, so he's now calling it jazz it on Tuesday night, if there be any, will get the axe. So yeah, he's basically now saying, he's basically saying you all need to listen to some jazz music, otherwise you're going to be dead.
Damn.
So now all the New Orleans people are scared. They're all scared, and they're all getting their jazz music sorted so they don't die on Tuesday night. Apparently that night, the city was alive. Jazz music was playing everywhere because, they were all scared of the Axeman.
Yeah.
Nobody was killed that night. Nobody was killed the night of the jazz music.
I just wanted to party.
I bet he was just walking about like, this is sick, man.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, he was just like, yeah, boy, have some jazz. But I don't know. Yeah, why jazz as well? I don't know. I guess jazz was quite popular back then, but yeah.
Yeah, because rock and roll and metal music was only after being discovered. Like,
legit, Atkins, he says he's heard this before about the jazz music, but was to do with someone who killed women or something. So a load of people started playing the music.
It's so weird.
That's funny though, man. The whole of New Orleans is mental.
Yeah, they were all playing jazz music. Because they were all just scared about dying in their sleep with an axe.
But yeah, that's sick.
Then on August the 10th, 1919, Steve Bocker was woken up by a man standing by his bed with an axe. He managed to escape to a friend's home, but lost his memory of the attack due to the blows to his head. So yeah, this guy survived, but
getting hit in the head
what happened
with an axe and running off.
All these guys were getting smashed in the head with an axe and survived, so...
This is a pretty bad axe, man.
Yeah, they must be a bit blunt.
Something's going on here, man.
Imitate the hit. Just can't
it must be a blunt axe. And then in early
September
September 1990...
That's probably the noise it made.
Maybe it's like a little blow-up one.
Hey, babe.
Oh, dear.
I like where you're going with it.
And then in early September 1919, Sarah Lauman was attacked when the Axeman entered through an open window. She also didn't remember the attack, but again, she survived.
Don't believe in your window open when these about, to be honest.
Yeah, why would you leave? There's a killer Axeman about, and she's leaving a window open.
Legit, that.
And then on the 27th of October 1919, the Axeman attacked Esther and Mike Peppertone. Mike's head was struck 18 times, and he did die, but Esther survived. So 18 times an axe, he did end up dying. But yeah, that's it. So the Axeman serial killer
he was all
never
right for
actually...
9 times.
Sorry?
He was all right for 9 times, but he died on the 10th time.
Well, it was 18 times that he got struck in the head.
Oh shit!
But
he definitely died. Was he all right?
No, he died. He did die.
Did he actually die? He didn't run off, lose his memory.
No. His other half survived.
I have it sorted. Listen to me now.
Yeah. Okay.
In New Orleans, you don't go by how much you can drink.
Yeah.
You're gonna how many hits can you take to the head
with an axe? Is that a new drinking game?
Okay. I can take 9.
So play your music. Right, do it. 1, 2, 3. Nah, he died at 6. But listen to the end of this though, ma'am. Go on, babe.
But yeah, the Axeman serial killer was never actually found and roamed free. So that's why they just call him the Axeman in New Orleans, because yeah, they never actually found him and he just roamed free. But as I said, he wasn't exactly an amazing serial killer. Not only did he
really
like
efficient.
he tried quite well, don't get me wrong. But also he was
still
killing them
scared a
whilst they
whole
were
city.
asleep in bed.
Yeah, a bit of a
So whilst they were asleep in bed as well, it's another sort of,
bit of post boy.
it's a bit of an easy way out, in it, yeah. And he failed to kill a lot of them.
The way
yeah,
he
so
was
lots
swinging that
actually
axe,
survived.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but he did get New Orleans to have a great night of jazz music. So swings and roundabouts.
So killed a 2-year-old, but
yeah.
everybody danced.
Yeah, had a bit of fun, yeah.
Beeb's conclusion.
yeah.
Well,
But he was never found.
Yeah, that's
He was
mental.
never
actually
found.
good. That was very good. It's still more interesting than the Moon Knight series. So yeah.
Twilight.
The Moonlight.
Very
Oh,
disappointing.
dear.
The vampires that can run very fast and love each other.
Moon Knight. I know Twilight. No, that's a different category.
I don't know what Moonlight is.
Moon Knight is the newest series on Marvel. There.
Oh, yeah, I ain't seen that yet.
Yeah, crap.
Oh,
Right.
really? Oh,
Yeah, I prefer.
Yeah, I'm
Harley
intrigued to see what Mayhem's got.
Quinn. Right.
And concerned
Okay, you
at the same
wouldn't believe
time.
that, but this is so obvious because we're talking about how many deaths, how many kills they got, and all that
Yeah.
stuff, right? So I tell you that not a single person in the history murdered more people than the person that you know pretty well. He's dead, but you know him. It's a he, him. Fuck the pronouns. It's a man.
Hitler.
Winston
No.
Churchill.
No.
What year-ish era? Now.
Come on. One more guess.
Boris Johnson.
Babe, you twat.
Joseph Stalin.
Oh, okay. All right, we're going to.
Oh, okay. You're not
Oh,
interested. Well, I'll give it a number.
okay.
It's about 50 million.
What?
It's about 50 million. It's about that number that's been assigned to Joseph Stalin and his policies to basically exterminate, kill off people in Soviet Union. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I loved that era and stuff as well. But how did he come across
That's mad.
murdering
Right.
50 million
So
people?
you know Lenin started all the revolution, right? So the communism was introduced into the country. So what happens is the first what you go after people that own shit,
Okay.
and you nationalized it. Okay, so you basically buy it off, but he didn't buy it off. He kicked them out, or he what do you say? There was expropriation of the land. He took everything away from them, and he turned the peasants against the landowners, right? So what happens? The landowners became the same as peasants. They were dying of hunger because Stalin decided to export food, not use it for their own people. So there's a number here that 7.5 million people were deliberately starved to death between 1930 and 1933. That's 3 years.
He's already done Hitler there.
So Hitler was
That's
14,
mad.
counting this war and all that stuff. So that was 14 million, right?
I know it was just 6 million Jews by itself, but yeah, 14
Yeah.
altogether.
So in order to liquidate the ownership of a land, he was deporting people, right? So between 1930 and 1931, over 1.8 million peasants were deported, right? Most of them died. And then COVID. And then what happens?
Did say
is-
Boris Johnson.
He
Demonetized.
sends them to Siberia.
Yeah.
Gulag. 1.3 million around died, right? 6 million perished in the Soviet famine. That's another. It's actually been acknowledged in Chicago Tribune. And what happens? So they're saying it's a 10 million people he killed just through the starvation. There's another.
That's actually mad.
What years was Stalin active? Do you know?
I think Stalin was active between famine was 1930 and 1933.
Yeah.
So
What do you get for that kill streak, Atkin?
it was still active in 1940 something.
V2 rocket at that point. I think.
1945, he died, years later. So
I say because just part of that whole culture thing in Russia. Obviously, you've seen Enemy at the Gates. They used to send the people across Stalingrad. They used to go across the land, all the Russian soldiers to fight the Russians, to fight the Nazis. Sorry, one gets a gun, one gets some ammo. The guy with the gun dies. You pick up the gun, you reload, you keep charging. If you turn around and go back, Russians shoot you. You get shot.
Yeah.
By your own people
So
for retreating and being a coward.
Life is expandable in Russia. They used to use.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's mental. Yeah.
So they calculated.
Horde mode, wave 1, activate.
Between 1924 and 53, excluding the wartime casualties, right? The number is 50 million killed.
That's insane.
So his policies, his killings, his famine. Jesus, if you count the Ukraine killing Polish people, that accounts for
that's actually mad. Yeah,
100,000 people in one week. So, well, it doesn't on the second place. So Stalin is first, right?
Yeah.
Mao Zedong, Chinese Communist version of his policies, caused deaths of 45 million people.
Who was it?
It says Mao Ze.
I just wanted to hear it again.
You said that again, yeah.
Mao Zedong.
No, the Mao. Chinese Mao. You just call him Mao in this case.
Yeah.
But
well.
I have something for you. Because, as you know, we all go into conspiracy theories,
yes.
Right? So, in US, right? Who would you think be it's a family. It's a man and a woman, and they have around 50 deaths to their. It's a conspiracy theory. Around 50 deaths to their name. Very popular family.
I can't think.
No,
not 50 deaths.
The wife is very popular sending suicide requests.
What?
No, go on.
Go on.
Intrigues me now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I going to recognise this?
Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary Clinton.
No way.
Oh, okay.
Right. So there's a conspiracy theory which apparently was debunked that it's called Clinton body count.
There's so many conspiracies surrounding these presidents and things, though, man.
This one is very interesting because with all the leaked emails of Hillary Clinton and stuff, if you go into it, it might confirm a couple of things that are actually true. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy theory. We're on YouTube. I can't say anything like that. Because what's going to happen, Hillary's going to send me suicide request. So we don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So
sounds like the Ring sort of movie.
I'll give you a couple of names, right? So we have there was a film called The Clinton Chronicles in 1990s, right? The accusations have been around since 1990s, and it was produced by Larry Nichols and promoted by Reverend Jerry Falwell. Accused Bill Clinton of multiple crimes, including murder. They're saying that theory was debunked by Lakeland Ledger, Chicago Tribune, Snopes, and others. The detailed death records, the unusually large circle of associates that president is likely to have, in the fact that many of the people had been misidentified and were still alive. So the names they're giving you, that they're not really true, right? But they have Victor Reiser, National Fireman's Corps chairman for Bill Clinton. He died in a plane crash. Mary Mulhane was a White House intern who, in early summer of 1997, was gunned down inside Starbucks. Vincent W. Foster. Deputy White House counsel Vincent W. Foster was found dead in Fort Marcy Park in Virginia, outside Washington. He was shot in the mouth, and no other wounds were found in his body, right? So, the bad case of the death by suicide,
Yeah, the gun was on him.
Shots in the back of the head,
Yeah.
Seth Rich, Democratic National Committee staff member Seth Rich, that actually there was speculation that Hillary Clinton arranged his death. Jeffrey, the second name? Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh,
okay,
Epstein Island.
Yeah, convicted sex offender. Funny how we know that he had the sex island, but we don't know who was on it, yeah? Right. No customers, just for his own pleasure.
There was other famous people involved in that as well. There was a whole scam
we're
and
not calling
conspiracy.
Bill Clinton.
Oh, we're not
Obama.
doing that. Okay.
No, we don't call out the Bill Clintons, Obamas, Bushes, Bill Gates.
Let's say if you want to get onto deaths of the president, what the presidents have signed off against to kill people, fucking hell, man!
Yeah, you know that
the list would be endless.
When the streets have no names. Oh no, was an Epstein Island as well, like, you know. Ah!
You love it, don't you, man? You're away.
It is good.
This is about, but the list goes bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's me. I'm not gonna give you 57 minutes.
Yeah, not another Gacy, yeah.
We've had 45. You not got another 13 minutes in, you know.
I think we're done with serial killers because
forever.
Has happened.
I think we've done loads now.
Forever, the serial killers have done. Yeah, last time we did like highest kills, most kills, and all that stuff. I talked about top 5 assassins and that. We even did like prison breaks and things like that before, didn't we? That was quite good.
Yeah, and she stopped doing dildos. I'm really disappointed.
But we need to get back into some. The Montauk project was good, and that was only like me and Mayhem on that one. Obviously, Operation High Jump was really good. We need to get back into some nitty gritty because I've turned into a bit of a weird conspiracy theorist now over the years, thanks to Mayhem. And if Beeb started to actually write stuff down and do stuff, I think we can.
I'll start. I'll start researching for you.
We can turn her onto the dark side a bit now because she's started to catch up on a lot of stuff.
Just be careful. Be careful which rabbit hole you go into. Like, you know, don't go into that silly one. Which, you know,
that silly one.
Just go to proper one. Go to proper one.
Do you remember all the presidents that went to that? We called an episode "The Massive Gay Owl."
Oh, the Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove. And all the presidents, the leaders of the world went into the forest at night. There was a massive owl, and they would all strip down naked. There was a secret society club. There's even been someone in there with a secret camera filming this stuff.
You know who it was? He was banned. Alex Jones.
Oh, right. What?
Alex Jones went in with the camera, and after that,
because he had it on. He had a secret camera on him, didn't he? And it was a bit
camera in the back. He was just hanging on the back, so he recorded everything. He has actually his own video platform, which is called Banned That Video.
Really?
And the man predicted loads of shit that's actually happening, and you can get a T-shirt. Alex Jones was right.
Like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
The Simpsons are always right.
You have to be careful. I'm not telling you anything. You have to be careful. You have to.
We've done some good ones, man. We did like the ones we've been into. MK Ultra, like that sort of stuff was sick. Obviously, you know, like conspiracy theories. It turned out to be true. You know, MK Ultra and things like that was cool. And then we went into the cults. And even like
reset, New World Order. There we go. We're fucking in the middle of it.
We did that anyway. Yeah, New World Order, and there was the whole.
And it's actually here because 2 days ago, the WHO and UN and WEF signed off. They're gonna speed up the Agenda 2030.
What's that?
That's already happened. They actually signed off. Klaus Schwab and the UN signed off. They're in cooperation with WF, World Economic Forum, in the cooperation with
there was
Nations,
something else recently.
2030.
They're trying to up the what have they just upped? It's costing us an extra like £400 or £500 a month now. They've just upped something. Tax rates or interest rates.
Carbon tax.
Yeah, all the interest rates have just gone up, and that is the next fucking scare factor. So we had the COVID thing, and then it's leaked into the Ukraine thing. So COVID ended, and then it's gone into Ukraine. Ukraine absolutely battering Russia in the bum. That's coming to slow down now. And now they're what can we do next now? But it's just bam, 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 thing after the next, after the next, after the next.
It's about
they've done the petrol, they've done the fucking gas, they've done the bill, electricity, gas rising.
And electricity bills
and now they're doing the interest rates. But it's just this since end of 2019, beginning of 2020. This last 2 years, it's just been just constant. Bam, 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 bam. You can't get a fucking break, man.
Dude, it's about Jesus. okay, so you had
You get started.
He's got a piece of paper. Oh shit! Oh no, he's getting a pen.
You had the pandemic, right?
Yes.
So that's gonna be a fear, right? You're always scared for your house.
Oh, state of fear, man. I believe 100% in the state of fear. Global warming. There's always something in place. It's just not being Cold War. We're now technically in Cold War 2. There's always something drastic. On to the next.
So what happens is now you have right. The foundation for the things that might happen now as war in Ukraine are absolutely massive.
Mm-hmm.
What you have is ICBMs that you can use, right? We can have a controlled explosion.
Nuclear tsunami. He's just threatened us with. He said there's a nuclear sub out at sea, and you can set off the nuke in the sea, and it will hit all of UK with a tidal wave, man.
See the video. Ireland.
I didn't see that, but
this is what happens. See that, guys? See the graph?
Yeah.
It says, calm, panic, calm, panic, calm, panic.
Well,
and see how far we are there?
Yeah.
This is so we go start calm.
The end
panic,
line there
calm,
is going to be a lot longer.
Panic.
We are in panic.
We won't know what's happening.
We're in a straight line panic now. There's no calm.
They've already fucking implemented everything.
Yeah, they've already planned it all out, and now they're planning a worldwide fucking recession or whatever. And and America and England are 1,000,000% just printing off more money, man. We'll never be broke. Why would we let ourselves go broke?
Oh my God, this is my time. Have you heard about all the food processing plants in America?
Oh, they're all like burning down and all sorts, isn't they?
Amazing plane crashes into it. Then we have fucking they're printing out more money, and they're coming out with the information.
Excited face.
They're coming out with the information in the World Governance Summit in 2022 that we're going to replace dollar with the CBDC, centralized banking digital currency.
Oh shit!
It's not going to be decentralized. It's going to be centralized, because if you're going to go to the ATM and you're mayhem and you told government to fuck off and you're going to take your money, you're going to see the message, "No mayhem, fuck yourself."
Yeah.
You have to be a good boy. What they did in Italy.
Have
you watched my latest episode of Mayhem podcast?
No.
Have you watched it?
No.
Actually, no.
A YouTube account if you want to check it out. So
share it with us.
Italy, the city of Bologna, they're actually implementing the social credit score system on your phone. So if you're a good citizen, if you clean up after yourself, if you did this, if you don't say anything against the government, you're getting your scores. Perks.
That's mad though.
It's perfect for people that are gonna obey and they're gonna just follow.
Yeah.
They want to be nursed by government, but not for me, because I'm gonna live my own life and I can go fuck themselves.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know a few things. I cannot steal. I cannot kill. And I just have to be good. Simple as. Just.
I've already made a bug out bag. Me and Beeb, we've got MREs, we've got survival bags, we've got torches and gear and stuff. Like the apocalypse is coming, baby.
Bows, air rifles.
Read this after.
A secret world. The secret history of the world. Oh, Illuminati in there. Look. The eyeball and the pyramid.
That's so twisted, man. That's just unbelievable. But I'm going to cut that moment out, and I'm going to put in my podcast that this is what Gaming Pit is talking about. We actually go into real life.
I don't mind doing that. Right. So I was talking to Beeb. I want to move this into a more natural direction. So I'm thinking, I know we like to do subjects. I know we like to do planned stuff. I don't mind still doing that. I would like to try our hand at just doing what we just did there. Just for an hour. Just a natural.
Someone says a thing, and then you just go for it.
Don't even matter. We can talk about games. We can talk about the Ukraine stuff. We can talk about COVID. We can talk about conspiracies. We could talk about what you did yesterday. How's your life? Just a natural. We all grab a drink, get in here for an hour, and just try a natural approach it. No one has to write anything down. No one has to do anything. We can get Toff in here. We can get more people in here.
I love it. We
get Toff in here. We get Atkin in here. Everyone grabs a drink. Come on, you're all coming on. We're just doing an hour live. And then we'll figure the title out after. It depends what we talk about.
Right. So, guys, thank you for listening.
Yeah, it's good.
My thumbs are up for audio listeners.
Right. I'm going to cut out the last moment there.
That's all right. I'm going to end the stream there as well.
I think I'm up to 40 episodes already of the Mayhem Shorts.
Oh, really? I need to catch up, to be fair, yeah.
And did you see, I know you have your t-shirts and all that stuff, but I have had t-shirts for 2 years now and no one's checking them out.
What website do you use?
Oh, merch. Right.
On TeePublic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. See,
Have to check
I
that
have
out, man.
Teespring.
Have you got the link in all of your
Teespring,
videos
but,
and stuff?
Yeah, merchandise there and all that stuff, yeah.
So you have just used, what was yours? Spread something, Si?
Yeah,
Spread them.
Spread them, baby. Spread shop, innit? It's really good. Yeah, it's amazing. It looks professional storefront. I've come up with so many designs and stuff. We've got the gun ones and things like that. It looks actually sick. Let me end this podcast before we get into this merch. So, if you want some merch, link down in the description. But yeah, we love you. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one.
Bye.
Okay, we're done.